Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. Happy Tuesday. Thanks, guys, for being flexible with your schedules. I know a lot of us were off on Mondays, so we wanted to make sure we brought this episode to you today. Today, we are joined by David Flessis. He is the CEO of Accelecom. They're a company that is bringing high-speed broadband services to the state of Kentucky, and they're pretty new to market, so it's going to be a great introduction for you all. I want to thank our podcast sponsors, CVG, our title sponsor, C Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsors, Horan and Heartland Bank. It is nomination season at the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. Currently, we are accepting nominations for Outstanding Women of Northern Kentucky, the Northern Kentucky Business Impact Awards, the Excellence in Education Awards, and for the upcoming Regional Youth Leadership Class. And we are also accepting nominations for our Board of Directors. These are some great opportunities for members of our Northern Kentucky community, so please take a few minutes to go to our website and check out those open nominations. You can find these easily at northernkentuckychamber.com, under news, in our email newsletter section, or on our social media. Let's jump right into the episode. I'll send you guys off to hear a word from our sponsors, check out our members of the week, and join me for the conversation with Accelecom.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. Better Bodies is a fitness center located in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. They have a fully updated fitness center, 2 basketball courts, and more. Palmer Dentistry strives to make your experience at their Florence, Kentucky office a positive one from beginning to end. Established in 1882, Children's Home of Northern Kentucky and Children's Home of Northern Kentucky Behavioral Health is a premier provider of behavioral health and substance use treatment services. Health Point Family Care is a nonprofit healthcare organization dedicated to patient wellness. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast. I'm here with David Flessis. He is the CEO of Accelecom. David, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for having me today. Appreciate the time.
Yes. Well, talk to me about Accelecom. You guys are a very cool company. You guys do a lot of important tech work in the state of Kentucky.
Well, we do, and thanks for asking. So about 4 or 5 years ago now, the state of Kentucky decided to invest a lot of money in the Kentucky Wired Network. That's a broadband network comprised of over 3,200 miles of fiber. It transverses all 120 counties in the state, goes through the county seat in most instances. The state is using the Kentucky Wired Network to serve their customers. That's community colleges and universities and other state agencies, the Department of Transportation, et cetera. So they've got about 800 locations that are served by the state. Accelecom is the wholesale partner and the exclusive partner of the state in the Kentucky Wired Network. So the state serves state agencies and we serve everybody else. So we have a network, basically half of that Kentucky Wired Network that goes through 120 counties. We have our own optical and networking equipment on those fibers. And we are in our first year of providing service to customers throughout the state, and we're very excited to be bringing the service at long last to the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, that is one of the things, as someone who is a native Kentuckian, we talk for years and years about there are so many different underserved communities in the state of Kentucky when it comes to high-speed broadband and internet access. So it's great to know that you guys are doing that for some of our underserved communities. Focusing on Northern Kentucky, what do you guys do up here?
Well, we do the same thing in Northern Kentucky that we do in the rest of the state. It's differentiated, of course, because the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area is such a critical component to the state economy. So it's a bit of a hub, or a hub to the spokes. The value proposition that we think that we have, in addition to this state of the art, let me say, state of the art in this case is not a throwaway state of the art, like we just updated a piece of equipment and now we're calling it state of the art. This is a state of the art network. It's all brand new fiber, state of the art optical equipment, 100 gig backbone, 10 gig drops. I mean, if you know technology, which these days everybody is learning technology because of, you need to know it, right? So it's a fat pipe that goes all throughout the state. And we think that the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati region is going to be really a critical customer base for us, because particularly for folks who are looking for state-of-the-art high-speed service, or if it's a enterprise that has locations in other parts of the Commonwealth, we're kind of uniquely positioned to provide service to those sorts of folks, and there's a lot of them in Northern Kentucky.
Right. And when you're talking about the businesses that you serve, I know you guys do not do residential. So talk a little bit about the people who can reach out to you guys and use your services.
Sure. Yeah, we're not in the residential business, and it's probably not a great fit for small businesses either, just because of the size of the connection. But if it's a medium-sized business with any kind of throughput requirement whatsoever, we're probably a pretty good fit for that. We feel very comfortable about our competitive offering. We can, once we get the equipment on location, we can, without any further dispatching or customer visits, increase those speeds from 500 meg up to 10 gig remotely. So, we have the ability to remotely increase your throughput as your requirements demand, which I think is a nice thing. We're very focused on customer service. I think you probably don't have to go very far with your audience to find people who are unhappy with their interactions with their current providers. We think that our customer service mindset is going to be a differentiator for us. So we think that if you take this brand new super fast network and you deliver it quickly and you make sure that it works all the time and you're nice to people while you're doing that's going to be a winning combination. So we're excited about those prospects. And again, Northern Kentucky is going to be a sweet spot for us. So.
Yeah, well, it's exciting that you guys are expanding up here, expanding across the state. One of the things that I thought was really interesting when I started talking to you guys about doing this interview was the revenue share model that you guys have with the state. It's very unique.
It is. Great point, and thanks for bringing that up. So we, as I said at the outset, we are the exclusive partner to the Commonwealth, and part of the trade-off for that exclusivity is that we share a portion of our revenue back to the Commonwealth. Obviously, we have to get our expenses repaid, but once our expenses are repaid, then we share, and it depends on the situation, but I'll say a very material portion of our revenue ultimately will go to the state. So that's a nice thing. And that was part of the foundation for that big investment that was required up front, was what's the payback going to be? Part of the payback is not paying others. And part of the payback was monetizing the unused capacity. That's us. And as we monetize that unused capacity, we share that revenue with the state. So great point. And we hope, listen, we're 40 people. We're headquartered in Louisville right now. We've got a presence in Lexington. We're reaching out into Northern Kentucky. Hope to reach out to Cincinnati shortly as well. We're a Kentucky-based company on a Kentucky-based network, and our revenue is the state's revenue, and so that's all goodness in my mind.
Yeah, it's very Kentucky. I think that is one of the most fun things about being from here, being from the state. People from Kentucky care a lot about Kentucky. I'm sure
Yeah,
that.
listen, I think there was a time where not very long ago where Kentucky would have been at the bottom of a lot of national measures relative to their throughput and access and accessibility to broadband, and that is no longer the case, right? So you go from maybe the bottom 20% to the top 20% or better in the course of a few years. That's really exciting. I should say too, you asked about last mile service or residential service, small business service. We're not in that business, but we are certainly in the business of facilitating and enabling other last mile providers to provide that last mile service. So there's a lot of places throughout the Commonwealth that are not well served or are underserved by broadband currently. And to the extent, we've built this broadband superhighway. There are others who may need to build the off ramps so that the local communities have access to the superhighway. But the superhighway goes, very close to your neighborhood wherever you are in the Commonwealth. And so we're making it easier and enabling and partnering with actively others who are in that last mile, that off ramp, that exit ramp or entrance ramp business. So we're driving that broadband network to the state. So when I say we're not in that business, we're not serving the end customer, but we're making it easier for others to serve the end customer. And that's true whether you're in Appalachian Kentucky or in Northern Kentucky as well. There's plenty of areas throughout the state that are underserved and don't have as much throughput as they could use.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting and really timely now, especially as we are in this kind of new world. It's not like we weren't connected before, but I mean, you and I are doing this interview over Zoom. That idea that, not just businesses, but people need that high-speed internet now more than ever. So I think you guys are in a really interesting field right now. Over the past couple of years, I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes. What are some of the things that you guys are seeing now in the industry as a new company, I guess, in this new connected world that we have?
Well, I think you just touched on it, right? I think COVID, for all of the pain that it has caused, has also created opportunity and awareness. And the awareness is that you need a lot of throughput to do things like we're doing right now. And that throughput needs to be ubiquitous. And if you're a company in Northern Kentucky and you've got plants throughout the state, or you've got branches or customers or employees who are working remotely in other parts of the Commonwealth, it doesn't do you much good to have a super fast connection and to have everybody else in the call have a not very fast connection. And so the ubiquity of the requirement to have high-speed broadband throughout the state, I think, has become even more apparent in the last 18 months. So that's one thing. It's an opportunity for companies like us, quite honestly, to leverage the foresight that the folks who started the network 5 or 6 years ago had to build this really fast, really, as I keep calling it, fat pipe throughout the state that makes everybody's life better, right? I mean, and so that's good. So I think that the rate of change and the speed at which bandwidth requirements are increasing is the most surprising thing I've seen over time, because what we talk about being an underserved connection right now, some sort of 25 or 50 meg connection is by many definitions underserved. 3 years ago you would have said 50 meg, that's crazy, that's super fast. Doesn't do it anymore, right? Can't have great calls like this one on a skinny pipe. So.
Yeah. That is one of the craziest things. And you guys are actually building the infrastructure. You're not just going out and hitting yes on a connection and connecting people. You're actually building that. And I think on your website, it says you guys have more than 1 million miles of fiber strand in the state.
Well, we do. It's 3,200 miles of fiber and typically 288 fibers in each sheath or each sheath mile. So you can do the math on that. It's a lot. And the other thing to consider is that fiber, the capacity of fiber is in fact unlimited. It's only limited by how fast the laser turns on and off, and that's getting to be pretty much unlimited. So it's pretty future-proof, honestly. And like I said, we're coming out of the gate. Our initial offer is typically a lot faster and generally cheaper than offers that others have currently, and we can step that up, relatively easily. So that's all a benefit of having, again, brand new plant, and the rate of change in the technology and the efficiency and the throughput associated with that more efficient technology is really kind of mind-boggling, honestly.
Yeah, I bet. And a lot of those words make a lot of sense to me. Some of them don't. But David, if people who are listening to the podcast are interested in getting in contact with you and your company, how can they do that?
Sure. Well, we've got a fairly informative website at accelecom.net. So would encourage people to go out and take a look at that, and it's got all sorts of links and interesting information for people to come see us. There's also a LinkedIn page that is also informative if you need to. So I think if you're able to share that stuff, that would be great. We are really excited about serving the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. As I said, it's goes without saying, it's a pivotal, crucial area for the state. We're excited about our partnership with the Chamber, by the way, so thanks for including us. I think it's going to be a great platform for us. As I said, we're in our first year. We're looking to grow exponentially as people's and businesses' requirements grow exponentially. We're looking to grow with them, and we think the Chamber is going to really facilitate that growth for us. So thanks for partnering with us.
Yes. Well, David, thank you so much again for joining us. I hope that our podcast listeners have found this really informative and can reach out to you if they are looking for different internet services. Like you said, kind of top line technology right now, moving really quick as we go back to Zoom or stay on Zoom for a lot of us. So David, thank you again so much for joining us today. I hope you have a good rest of your week.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the time.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
So Heartland is celebrating its 110th anniversary this year. Recently, we partnered with the Kinkle family and the Fisher family in Northern Kentucky, Boone, Kenton, and Campbell counties. And we have 3 offices there to serve the Northern Kentucky region. Just remember, when the economy heats up, come see us at Heartland Bank, where banking really feels good.
Come on over to Heartland, where banking feels good.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with David Plessis of Accelecom, and hopefully you guys can check them out if you are looking for updated broadband services for your company. Don't forget about all of the nominations that we have open right now at the Chamber. You can find all of our nominations at nkychamber.com under news in the email newsletter section. Thank you to our sponsors, CVG, C-Crew Consulting, Haran, and Heartland Bank. And finally, if you're a member who would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you're not a member of the Chamber and you want to be a member of the Chamber, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. You can find her contact information on our staff directory at nkychamber.com. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you all next week.